Heyo everybody, Haku here, and it's Wednesday morning, and One Piece came out a week, or not a week, a day early, and so yeah, we're doing our live reaction now to One Piece Chapter 840, and sorry, but I do not have time to make this video today, but I'm doing it anyway, and I've heard the same from a lot of other YouTubers on Twitter and stuff, so and I've heard it's a big chapter too, so I mean, wow, I hate that a big chapter is coming out at a time when like nobody has time to deal with it. So since I'm doing this today, I may have to take tomorrow off YouTube completely. I have no idea. The review for this will be up sometime, like Friday, Saturday maybe. I have no idea. Usually it's the day after the live reaction, but I have no clue this week. So yeah, I am the busiest, well, maybe not the busiest I've been, but I'm pretty damn busy. But let's get into this anyway. Let's read this. I'm excited to see what it is because just hearing it's big and it has a pretty badass looking title. If manga here, or manga stream I mean, would load. Okay, One Piece Chapter 840, Iron Mask. And we see my boy Kuma on the cover. And you guys know Kuma's one of my favorite characters. Maybe not one of my like, I don't know how high up there he would be, but I'm a big Bartholomew Kuma fan. Ugh, jeez, words today. Fan request. Chopper eats from pots of honey with Beppo, Kumashi, the hiking bear, and Bartholomew Kuma. I keep trying to say Bartolomeo. Just like Pooh the bear would. Yo. I really like this one. Okay. Moving on. We gotta weed through the sea of fan art to read the chapter, as usual. That's a pretty good Vivi image. Here we go. We're back at Sanji in the cloning chamber. You want to know what this is? Well, these are the soldiers of Germa 66, says Yonji. Why are they immersed in water, says Sanji. That's just culture fluid. They all have identical faces. Are these guys even alive? Yo. Listen closely, Sanji. Human beings can be manufactured, says Yonji. Germa has always been renowned as the kingdom of science throughout the years. It may sound far-fetched now. Even our father was once hailed as a brilliant scientist back in the day before we were born. Okay, I've got to say, they keep pulling shit out their ass with the Germas. They're like, oh, they're assassins. Oh wait, they're technologically advanced. Oh, now we're renowned as a kingdom of science. They keep pulling things out of nowhere. Come on, Oda. He was a member of a foreign lawless research team and used to work right alongside Vegapunk on research and development of high-tech weaponry. Him and Vegapunk together, says Sanji. Back when we were but a glint in his eye, yes. And so the groundbreaking feat he and Vegapunk managed to pull off was the discovery of a living organism's lineage factor. But with a few minor mutations, they now had the power to do what was once thought only attributable to God himself. In layman's terms, they had basically discovered the blueprints to life itself. OP Vinsmoke and Vegapunk. Once the world government caught wind of it, they concluded that it was a power too great for man to have access to and immediately arrested Vegapunk. The rest of the research team were forced to go their separate ways shortly thereafter, all because some suits thought they were doing what was best for mankind. Luckily, our father managed to escape the witch hunt and continued his research and studies on Germa. On his own, he began experimenting with cloning and gene mutation, and thus with the origins of life itself. And what you see before you is the fruit of all that labor. All these men were born right here in this basement. These men are clones of a select few, highly capable soldiers specifically chosen for this project. They are known as the clone pawns. But of course, none of the soldiers themselves are actually aware of this fact. Countless nations shake and tremble at the thought of our military might, but as great as that fear is, their envy of us is just as great, if not greater. Yo, Yonji looks pretty cool here. You can't blame them, really. Strong, fearless, and loyal soldiers, all programmed to stare death in the face without flinching while being eternally faithful to us, no questions asked. If their lives are lost, we simply have a replacement waiting to take its place. It takes a mere 5 years to produce one 20-year-old clone. You could go far as to call this place a soldier depot. 5 years, that's all it takes for these guys to grow into mature, grown individuals. That act like they've had life experiences for over 2 decades. Enough, I don't need to hear more, says Sanji. Then Yonji looks back at him. You're making me nauseous. And then he sits down, shaking, lights a cigarette. Yo. When the family caught wind that you'd recently been running around as a pirate, Ichiji, Niji, and then they both walk up. We all thought, well, hey, maybe this is a good thing. It'll help that little runt to grow and mature a bit, says Ichiji. But apparently that was wishful thinking. Look at you, as pathetic as ever, says Niji. And then Sanji gets pissed. Niji, you. And then flashbacks to Cassette. What the hell did you do to Cassette? Yo, and he kicks Niji's face in. Yes. Get demolished. And we see Ichiji and Shock and Ichiji and Shock and Yonji yelling, oh man, you've committed a grave sin, and I'm gonna drill that lesson into that head of yours. And then Niji looks like he cracks his neck. I'd tread lightly if I were you, Sanji. Do not forget that we've got quick and easy access to your East Blue Achilles heel, says Ichiji. And then Sanji remembers Zeph and stops. Stealth. Yo, did he just turn invisible? And then it looks like Niji turned invisible and then reappeared behind Sanji. Well, this is unexpected. I didn't even know you swung that way. You and that pathetic excuse for a chef would make a cute couple, says Niji behind him now. Yo, so it looks like Niji said stealth and then reappeared behind Sanji. Just try and fight back. I dare you. All the blood spilled over at the East Blue will be on your hands. Henry Needle. And then he knees Sanji in the back. The kanji reads electromotive. So why would, if it reads electromotive needle, why call it Henry Needle when electromotive needle is honestly a better name? But then again, I guess the katakana probably reads Henry Needle, but still, why not use the kanji when it makes more sense for a translation? I don't know. And then Sanji, of course, gah. And it looks like it shocked him as well as the impact. Then Niji punches him. Ah, Sanji, if I knew she meant that much to you, I would have beat that peasant black and blue everywhere butterface. If you don't mind the company of a cripple, I'm sure we can arrange it so that she's a member of your personal staff, says Ichiji. Bah, good one. Yo. The dicks. I speak for all of us when I say, welcome home, Sanji. Welcome back to your Vinsmoke family, says Ichiji. I'll be more than happy to remind you of this hierarchy of the hierarchy in this house anytime you want. You are the dud, the mishap, the failure, Sanji. And then we see we see a flashback to their childhood and Judge talking to the 5 kids. Listen carefully, you all are my greatest creations of all time. The results of the most advanced progressive scientific breakthroughs in genetic engineering that the world has ever known. Your skills and abilities will not be bound by human limitations or boundaries. When the time comes, nothing in this world will deter you 5 from your ultimate goal. Each of you will stand at the head of and lead an army. So yeah, I was pretty much right. They're like the first 5 clones, and that's why their names are numbers. Consisting of only Germa 66, which shall continue to grow and evolve thanks to the power of science. The blood that courses through your veins has been blessed with limitless potential. For that potential to be realized, all that's left for you to do is train. And then they'll say, yes, Father. And then we see Sanji scared as all the rest of them are jumping off this balcony. Sanji lagging behind while they're all running. And just This frigging ugly doctor dude. We see all of them getting out of the water and Sanji having to be rescued by divers. Then we see Sanji with the science book studying about turtles, Yonji coming in and kicking the turtle, Sanji trying to beat him up. And then Yonji kicking Sanji's ass. Sanji trying to sword fight Niji and getting his ass kicked by him. All of the other siblings laughing at him. Sanji is clearly inferior to the rest. His scores continue to fall further and further behind. The results have come in. Lord Ichiji, Niji, and Yonji are all on the right track. Their outer skeletons have already started to form, and their bodies have matured into the level of adult men in both terms of strength and agility. Outer skeletons. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that could maybe explain how Yonji had his face fixed that time. However, it appears that Lord Sanji is, well, as much as it pains me to say these words, there's no other way to describe his data than to call him a total failure. On paper, all 4 of their genes were in fact successfully modified, but for some inexplicable reason, he's the only one whose attributes and measurables have remained almost constant from the moment of his birth. What are you getting at? Says Judge. Lord Sanji is simply a normal, regular human being. And then Judge looks angrily at him, and we see Sanji cooking food for the mouse. Feel free to dig in. I made that just for you. And the mouse is eating. Tastes good, doesn't it? Sanji, you better not be feeding that damn rat again, says Judge, going in. Royals must never serve others. How many times must I tell you this? But your mother has long passed. There is no merit and nothing to be gained from following the legacy of the dead. So was his mother a cook then? For whatever reason you were not gifted with the aptitude and talents of your siblings. As such, it is your duty to work hundreds, no thousands of times harder than the others. You will be a part of and contribute to the plans I have set for the future of Germa. Being a disappointment and lagging behind is not an option. Yo, what the? And they bust the window? And the mouse runs squeaking. Don't you ever prepare another meal again. Or did he break the table? It doesn't look like he's at the table. Yeah, I have no clue what the art is here. Then we see Sanji getting beat up by his siblings again. Look, I have no choice but to laugh along with them, says Reiju. If I don't, I'll just be bullied too. I really don't want that. And then Sanji's crying as she bandages his wounds. No improvements, says the doctor again. He has 0 potential. He's an utter waste of space and air, says Judge. To think we'd lose him in an accident? This is beyond a tragedy. He was going to be one of the 5 pillars that were to lead the Germa into the future, and yet here I stand, at the wake of a son for whom I had such high hopes for. Yo, and we see Judge at a funeral for Sanji. What the heck? Huh? Why won't this thing come off, guys? And Sanji has the helmet on. What's the big idea? Did he seriously go and die on us? Says Niji. This is me, caring. Besides, he was completely useless anyway, says Ichiji. And then Reiju is smiling. Hold on a sec, I don't want to stay here. Let me out. And we see Sanji locked in the cage. Don't leave me here, it's scary. I'm going to die. Please speak with my father. Father, help, they're trying to kill me. We're all working under the direct orders of the king himself, says the soldier. He wished to wipe the slate clean and start over in a world where you were never born to begin with. Why? Let me out, please, father. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for being born a weakling. Help, father, save me, father. Yo, some more sad backstory for Sanji, but we kind of already have been told that over and over. We've been told all of these scenes. We've been told that he fed the mouse and they didn't like it. We've been told that his siblings beat him at everything and beat him up. We've been told that he was stuck in the cage with the iron mask. Like, we see some more elucidation on it, but we've pretty much already known all of this. We kind of didn't learn a new thing other than that they are clones, but then again, I had already said and didn't even make a prediction video. I was like, they're numbered 0 through 4, so are they just clones, like original ones sort of, or prototypes? And it seems as though that is true. So yeah, that's I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this chapter. I thought it was kind of meh. Thought it was kind of stuff we had already sort of seen. So yeah, sadly, not that great. Not that great. But I guess, like, if you did like this video, and I don't know what everybody was freaking out about this chapter. Like, I'm not really very impressed this week. And you guys know, usually, like, I love every single One Piece chapter, but I don't know, this week I just feel like it was stuff we've already gone over. I mean, I don't feel like we got anywhere in the story. Yeah, comment down there, tell me what you thought of the chapter, and what you thought of what I thought in my first reaction and, like, thoughts of it. Subscribe for more One Piece, both anime and manga, and a bunch more. Follow on Twitter if you want, and I'll try to keep you updated there on stuff with the channel, and that's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.